You're just not listening to yourself. You've lost touch with who you are, the core of your being. You're on social media too much. You're listening to what other people are telling you. You're listening to what your parents told you should be doing in life. Listening to what your friends think is cool. You're listening to what the culture is all about. The entertainment industry, etc. You gotta cut all that out. You gotta listen to yourself. And you gotta be a bit bold. And you have to embrace what makes you different. What makes you different? What makes you particular strange, if you want to use another word, is your strength, is your source of power. You've lost touch with it. Let's go back and try and find it. And that's the whole problem here. How do you find it? Well, it's a process. You have to be patient. It's not going to come like a light bulb in your head. I was meant to do this. That's not how it works. It takes time to do anything. And life takes time, and hours, and patience, and work. And so what the game of life involves is knowing your uniqueness, is knowing who you are, is knowing what makes you weird and what makes you odd. And the problem is that we're social animals. And the pressure, continually honest, is to fit into a group, is to be like other people, to have their ideas, to have their values, to have their tastes, to dress like them. But look at all the powerful people in this world. They're one of a kind. They're different. They stand out for something that's truly different. Even Albert Einstein. There's nobody else like Anson. There's nobody like Da Vinci. That's where your power lies. Know who you are. Know what you're, deep down your core, what you love, what you hate, and what you were destined to create in this world. That's like the most important process you can go through. The whole thing has to start from you. It can't start from the world. It can't start from what other people are doing. It can't start from what's sexy. It has to come from within. If it doesn't come from within, then you're going to be floundering for years and years and years. You have this quality, you can't really control it. It's who you are. So make it work for you. Find the way that it's a strength and see it as a strength and use it. And don't have second thoughts about it. Use it for power. If everything is easy in life, if everyone loves what you're going to do and you have no enemies, you have no opposition. Nothing to resist. You're just going to be mush. You're not going to amount to anything. You're not going to be able to push yourself. You're not going to be able to change, evolve. Muhammad Ali said, "If I didn't have Joe Frazier around, I would not have become the great boxer that I am." I mean, he would have been a great boxer anyway, but a nemesis like Joe Frazier put me on a much higher level. Is there not a line in Batman where the Joker says, "No, you complete me"? But it is the truth that without the Joker, what's the Batman? Yeah, I love the idea you should relish the chance to prove yourself. Pressure is a privilege in that way. And because the harshness of your circumstances often transforms them. People who have it easy in life never have to work on themselves, right? But people who have the worst circumstances in them, they're either crushed by it or they use it to develop themselves. And it brought out best in me. It made me do things that I had never done before. It built up my self-confidence. So it's the equivalent of somebody doubting you. Because there were a lot of doubters around and a lot of people thinking, well, Robert's kind of finished here. We thought he was this, but he's not really. And so having that kind of pressure, like we talked about deadlines and having people doubt you, it can crush you, but it can also make you a lot stronger. It can make you a better fighter. When you focus on something, the world just kind of opens up. But you have to be focusing on the right thing. At so many turning points in my life, I could have been discouraged. I had somebody say, "Robert, you're never going to be a good writer in life. My parents tried to funnel me this way or that way. I was stubborn, and I was rebellious, and I did my own thing. Because of that, I have a different voice from other people, right? I'm searching for that voice of somebody who's different, who has something different to say, who speaks in a different tone of voice, that has their blood and their personality in their writing. And I don't find it often, but when I do, it's a great thing. And so to me, success in life, it's a process of becoming who you actually are and realizing what it is. And is there a strategy that young people or really anybody that feels lost or aimless in their life should and is able to deploy to find their pew? Subscribe if you think firefighters are legends.